What's up, you wild tigers? Welcome to the next episode of the Game Design Show. Today we're going to talk about the lens of infinite inspiration. And now, from the book itself, it says that as I worked for several years as a professional juggler, when I was about 14 years old, my repertoire of tricks were limited to I attended my first juggling festival. If you haven't attended one, they were remarkable to see. They mainly consist of jugglers of all levels of skills and ability standing around in a large gymnasium talking about experimenting and sharing new techniques. The place where you can attempt the possible and drop without shame. But attending alone my first time, I didn't feel that way. I was incredibly nervous, and after all, I wasn't a real juggler. I mostly walked around, eyes wide, hands in my pockets, terrified that someone would point out and shout, "Hey, what's he doing here?" But of course that didn't happen. Everyone at the festival learned just like I had. They had taught themselves. Once I grew comfortable, I took out my beanbags a little practice for my own. I watched other people do tricks and I tried imitating them. Sometimes I could do it. As I looked around for more examples of things to try, there was one juggler who stood out from the rest. He was an old man in a powdered blue jumpsuit. And his tricks were not like the others at all. He used patterns and rhythms that were unique, and his tricks, though not astonishing in their difficulty, were simply beautiful to watch. I had to watch a long time to realize that some of the tricks that seemed so special and unique were things I could already do, but when he did them, they had such a different style, different feeling, that they seemed like something completely new. I watched him for about 20 minutes and suddenly he looked at me and said, Well, what? I said, kind of embarrassed. Aren't you going to try to copy me? I don't think I would know how. I stammered out. He laughed. Yeah, they never can. You know why my tricks look so different? Practice, I managed? No, everybody practices. Look around. They're all practicing. Now, my tricks look different because of where I get them. These guys, they get their tricks from each other, which is fine. You can learn a lot that way, but it'll never make you stand out. I thought about it, so where do you get them, I asked. Books? Ha, books, that's a good one. No, not books. You want to know the secret? Sure. Secret is don't look to other jugglers for inspiration. Look everywhere else. He proceeded to do a beautiful looping pattern where his arms kind of, scrambled around. He turned occasional crochets, and I learned that one watching a ballet in New York, and the one he did move that involved the balls popping up and down as his hands floated back and forth. I remember a flock of geese I saw take off from a lake in Maine. And this, he did a weird mechanical looking movement where the balls almost appeared to move at right angles. I learned that from a paper and punching machine on Long Island. He laughed a little and stopped juggling for a minute. People try to copy these moves, but they can't. They always try. Yeah, look at that fellow over there. He pointed to a juggler with a long ponytail across the gym who was doing the ballet move. But it just looked dumb. Something was missing, but I couldn't say what. See, these guys can copy my moves, but they can't copy my inspiration. He juggled a pattern that made me think of a spiraling double helix. Just then, the PA announced the beginner's workshop. I thanked him and ran off. I didn't see him again, but I never forgot him. I wish I knew his name because his advice changed my approach to creativity forever. It's been a while since I've read that, and that that's beautiful. I've traveled around the world. I've met a lot of people, done a lot of things, and most of the stories, most of the ideas that I do with my book with my friend, the game, my thoughts and ideas and designs that I make, all come from a place of inspiration that's out of this world. That comes from going to, let's say, to Greece, or comes from going to this event, or comes from going to try painting, or comes to go for working at Bahama Breeze and experiencing these people that come in. You never know what's going to happen, but if you put yourself out there, I swear that you will always find inspiration. When you know how to listen, everybody is the guru. To use this lens, stop looking at your game, stop looking at games like it. Instead, look everywhere else. Ask yourself these questions. What is an experience I have had in my life that I would want to share with others? In what small way can I capture the essence of the experience and put it into my game? Using this lens requires an open mind and a big imagination. You need to search your feelings and observe everything around you. You must be willing to try the impossible. For surely it is impossible for roll the dice to capture the excitement of a sword fight or for a video game to make a player feel afraid of the dark, isn't it? Use these lenses to find the non-games experiences that will inspire your game. Your choices in the different quadrants of the tetrad, technology, mechanics, story, and aesthetics, can each be unified by a single inspiration, or each can build on different inspirations, blending them together to create something entirely new. When you have concrete visions based on real life that guide your decision making, your experience will acquire an undeniable power, strength, and uniqueness. This lens works hand in hand with lens number one, the essential experience. Use a lens of infinite inspiration to seek and find beautiful experiences and a lens of essential experience to bring them into your game. Inspiration is one of the secrets behind the strongest games. How can you turn inspiration into a great game design? And that's my challenge for you guys. I want you to think about that because it's the first problem with game design. How can I turn something like that into a game that you can play? And that's it, guys. Post your answers to the challenge at the bottom. As always, guys, keep designing, and you are a game designer.